This flight was going to get him more pussy than he could shake a stick at when he suddenly spotted a flash of yellowy green movement in the crevice between the yoke shaft and the housing. The two FBI agents had returned to the cabin, and alone in the flight deck, Arch could not believe what he was seeing. Wriggling out of the crevice and up the shaft towards Arch's hands were several gracile, scaly bodies. Each no more than 6 or 7 inches in length, and each topped with a wide triangular head and big anime green eyes fringed by what looked like thick, chunky eyelashes. Snakes, Arch said. Incredulous, well, all be. He snatched his hand away as one of the slender reptiles struck at the spot where his fingers had been only seconds before. Son of a bitch, Arch snapped, grabbing a thick flight manual and swatting at one of the darting heads. The heavy book hit its mark, squashing the little snake's upper third body into a bloody pulp. Its companions disappeared back inside the instrument panel, and the circuit sparked, shorting out suddenly. A piercing alarm went off, followed by a series of warning lights. Aw, shit, Arch said, Texas drawl stretching the curse into 2 long, juicy syllables. In the main cabin, the overhead lights came on and the movie abruptly stopped. Jennifer pulled out one of her earbuds, annoyed at this sudden development, but her hand froze halfway to pressing the call button for the flight attendant when oxygen mask suddenly popped out to dangle above the seats. At first, she could not figure out why the clear plastic masks were decorated with colorful streamers that swung beside them, wrapped around them through the straps. Then the streamers started to move, coiling and stretching towards the upturned faces of the terrified passengers. The mask above Jennifer's seat had 2 streamers dangling on either side of it, both patterned in warm autumn browns and reds. And she realized suddenly that they weren't just oxygen masks that dropped down from the ceiling. They were snakes! Dozens and dozens of snakes. This sounded like some kind of awful practical joke where fake snakes pop out of a tin of candy. Only these snakes were real, with bright, malevolent eyes and thick, questing tongues, hissing with cold, alien fury. Jennifer pulled her hand away from the call button, but she was too slow. The snakes dangling inches from her face reacted simultaneously. One clamped down and chewed viciously on the fleshy web between her right index finger and thumb. The other struck at her face. She felt the snake's long, thin fangs punch through the cartilage of her nose, and she could smell the hot, acidic stench of burning venom as it coated her vulnerable sinuses, making her choke and sneeze, like when you laugh while trying to drink a Dr. Pepper. And it goes up your nose only a billion times worse. Flailing and striking blindly out at her reptilian attacker, she half jumped, then half fell into the aisle. Dizzy and disoriented, drowning in caustic